Saudi Arabia is the largest country in the Middle East. Lying in the heart of the Arabian Peninsula, it connects Europe, Asia, and Africa, giving it a strategic and economic importance. The Saudi people's culture, art, and tradition have been shaped by the Islamic heritage. Saudi society is one of the happiest in the world, with a happiness index of nearly 82%. The society has also seen a tremendous change in the past several decades, with customs, values, and lifestyles all evolving towards becoming part of the modern global community. Aside from being the largest country, it is also the largest growing economy in the Middle East, with a GDP of approximately $786 billion. Residing over the world's largest oil reserves, Saudi Arabia's free market evolved from a basic agricultural society to a regional and global economic power with modern financial infrastructure and architecture, such as economic cities and financial districts. The education system in Saudi Arabia aims to ensure that students are prepared for joining and contributing to the modern-day work field. Saudi Arabia has invested nearly $57 billion in education in the year 2015, most of which is focused on scholarship programs, building new facilities and research centers. Saudi Arabia currently has over 100,000 Saudi students studying in the U.S., all in pursuit of higher education. Saudi Arabia's healthcare system provides some of the most sophisticated care available in the world. The social service system works to improve the living standard and quality of life for citizens and to provide care and assistance for the disabled and those in need. Saudi Arabia is considered to be one of the fastest growing countries in the world, with its youth comprising one of the largest demographics in the kingdom. The government focuses heavily on youth empowerment. In addition, women play a prominent role in society as they are highly active in legal, medical, and educational professions. They also currently make up to 20% of the Shura Council, which is a formal body of advisors that aims to improve the country and have recently voted and participated in municipal elections.
One of the oldest and strongest relationships in the Middle East is that between the United States and Saudi Arabia. The story began when the United States officially recognized Saudi Arabia as a country in 1931. After establishing full diplomatic relations in 1940, an agreement was made in 1945 between King Abdulaziz and President Franklin Roosevelt, which paved the way for a long and steadfast relationship. This relationship was primarily based upon bilateral relations that supported economic and political interests. In 1951, both countries established the first formal defense agreement, which was called the Mutual Defense Assistance Agreement, expanding the initial relationship into a security alliance. As a result of the agreement, in 1979, both countries put in approximately $3 billion to restore regional security during the Cold War between the United States and the former Soviet Union. Along with political and security alliances, the two nations also started developing strong economic and trade ties. As a result, 55% of the U.S. Gulf Trade Exchange has been with Saudi Arabia. Currently, the trade value between them makes up to $80 billion, with the United States being one of the top exporters to the kingdom. In addition, Saudi Arabia is one of the largest exporters to the U.S. in the Middle East, with the annual value of Saudi crude oil to the U.S. alone valued at nearly $50 billion. Furthermore, more than 300 investment licenses were given to American companies to enter the Saudi market, while Saudi investments in the United States were ranging between $500 to $700 billion. U.S.-Saudi relations are now stronger than ever and will grow stronger still, with their joint efforts in defeating extremist ideologies and ensuring regional and global security, which are being achieved by security collaborations and sharing intelligence information. Moreover, by building new long-term economic partnerships that are both strong and resilient, the two nations will continue to bolster and increase their mutual benefits, which will reflect upon both regions and around the world.
Saudi Arabian citizens have made many contributions to science and innovation that span the globe. Among the many achievers who have gained recognition and distinction in their respective fields are Abdul Jabbar Al-Hamoud, a scientist who developed a new way to genetically modify crops using a newly discovered gene editing system. He competed in the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair in 2015, where he took the top award for the plant sciences category. He was also honored by NASA by naming a recently discovered asteroid after him, Hossam Zowawi. Zowawi is developing a groundbreaking diagnostic tool called Rapid Superbug, which will enable doctors to identify and treat antibiotic-resistant bacteria within hours. He is the recipient of many awards for his scientific and scholarly achievements, including the Griffith University Award for Academic Excellence, as well as the Young Laureate of the Rolex Award for Enterprise. Ada Al-Muteri. Professor Al-Muteri is a prolific contributor to the field of pharmaceutical sciences. Specifically, she developed polymers that formulate into nanoparticles that can deliver a variety of drugs and imaging agents to biological molecules. She has won several awards for her research throughout her career, including the NIH New Innovator Award. She is also the recipient of the prestigious Pharma Foundation Starter Grant. Gaida Al-Sulami. She invented an electronic screen for communicating with patients in intensive care units. Al-Sulami also won 3 gold medals at the Geneva International Exhibition for Inventors in 2014. Reem Ibrahim Khoja. Khoja invented the automated cylindrical slide microscope, which saves time and reduces health hazards for lab workers who need to dispose of biological material in a safe manner. Her invention won her a gold medal at the first Saudi Innovation Exhibition. Saeed Mubarak. Mubarak invented a valve technique called Jofi, which prevents the flow of fluid between surface layers in pipes. He also received the World Oil Innovative Thinker Award in 2012. Nayef Al-Rodan. A neuroscientist and author, he is also one of the founders of the Laboratories for Cellular Neurosurgery and Neurosurgical Technology at the Department of Neurosurgery of Massachusetts General Hospital at Harvard Medical School. His awards include the Young Investigator Prize of the American Association of Neurological Surgeons, as well as both the Annual Fellowship Prize and the Annual Resident Prize of the Congress of Neurological Surgeons. On September 4, 2015, a $2 trillion agreement had been signed between Saudi Arabia and the United States, allowing American companies to invest in 12 different sectors in the Saudi market. In fact, one of the advantages of investing in the Saudi market is allowing full ownership of key retail and wholesale businesses. These include health, education, energy, petrochemicals, construction, power generation, and transportation. as well as telecommunications and information technology. However, Saudi Arabia is currently most active in the energy sector, along with its related subsectors, such as crude oil refining, fertilizers, water, mining, and metals processing. Where foreign ownership is capped at 75%, Saudi Arabia opens exclusive doors for U.S. investors across several industries, putting U.S. businesses and investors at a competitive advantage. This will help the future of both nations integrate on both economic and social levels. With new infrastructures, transport routes, and state-of-the-art industrial complexes, Saudi Arabia is rapidly turning into a premier business destination, with investments that will help both nations build, grow, and propel their economies into an era of unprecedented prosperity. Saudi Arabia has been experiencing a massive change in the dynamics of their youth. With 51% of the country's population under the age of 25, many of them happen to be some of the most educated amongst the society. Through education, the kingdom's young men and women have proven that they have the highest potential to make considerable contributions to the development of the region. Saudi Arabia has aimed to promote personal excellence and entrepreneurship among youth by building a generation full of creativity and spirit with the help of many youth-oriented centers and initiatives. Amongst many such centers is the King Salman Youth Center, with its vision is to empower Saudi's youth and to help provide them with the guidance they need to achieve their goals. Another center is the Misk Foundation. Established by the Deputy Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, it aims to foster a knowledge-based society that values education and intellectual capital through youth-oriented programs by partnering with local and global leaders in education, such as Harvard University, Khan Academy, and the Boston Consulting Group. Yet another center is the King Abdulaziz Center for World Culture, which will house a world-class library, museums, and exhibits. The center will also host live events, conferences, and enrichment programs for people of all ages. Saudi Arabia also launched a number of youth-oriented initiatives to help Saudi students become active contributors to their community, such as the Aramco Entrepreneurship Center, WAID, which was launched to not only ignite entrepreneurship, but also help Saudi students become job makers rather than job seekers. Another program is Badr, a technology incubator program launched by King Abdulaziz City for Science and Technology in 2007. It aims at accelerating the growth of emerging technology-based businesses in Saudi Arabia. All these centers and programs are being provided by the government of Saudi Arabia to help its youth transform the country into a competitive, dynamic, globally integrated economy and innovative society.